Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Can I just get a day when everything goes right? Can I please? All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where your host spent a lot of time on rivers this weekend. Yes, I had a great weekend. But it's, I don't know why I'm telling you about my weekend already, but it is Monday, 1st of July, 2024. Happy Canada Day to my Canadian friends, all of you up there in Canada. And we're close to our own Independence Day, aka the real Independence Day, the 4th of July, coming up soon this weekend. And actually, I got another good weekend plan this weekend too. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Man, for someone who cannot afford to take vacations, Lady Boomer and I take a vacation every weekend, it seems like. Okay, but I'll explain that later. Anyway, we got a lot to do. It's been a long weekend of speculation and concern for the President of the United States and his health, not just his health, but his mental health, because, he's got issues. And so we're going to talk a lot about that today, because I really, the question, it's not so much the what they're going to do question, it's the who's running the country question. That question right there. I don't know. Well, actually, we do know. All of us know. We talk about it all the time. But it's just, it's scary, to say the least. So let's get into the show. Let's say hi to everybody and get this damn thing rolling. Now, we have, I don't know if this is controversial, but my gosh, I don't know. I can't even think when this may have happened in the past. It's extremely rare. It's an extremely rare. It's rare occasion because I'm the other foot and I don't know how to talk. It is an extremely rare occasion where the God of the Bell is missing today. Well, not missing, but you know what I mean? First in the chat on Rumble is Mr. Mike Savage Blarg. Also in the Rumble chat, Avocado Stably. That's it. That's just those two. I'm so sad. It's just us three in Rumble, and Okay, I'll play your music. How's that? And then over on YouTube, first in the chat is Patio Furniture. What is up? You get the bell. How about you? Now, also in the chat I forgot to say blarg. Also in the chat on YouTube, Mike Savage, blarg. I said Patio Furniture. Jimmy Das Hotep's in this house. And then Plague Trucker Zach, Trippy Liberty. What's up, my brother? Lord Stanhope. Maddie's in the house. There we go. No, Maddie's in the house. There we go. And then Avocados Diabli is here. I can't remember the last time this has happened when there have been other people leading the pack on joining the show today. But you know what? Avocados Diabli always has a very special place in my heart. So there you go. Anyway, also good morning to Gorilla and Pirate Pete, who's got the smoker up and going this morning. I might show some pictures of that. Also, good morning, Judaphine. What's up? Good morning to Willie won't finish that sentence. Also, good morning to Rabbit's here. Yes, because it is the first day of the month. Rabbit is here for Rabbit Day. Good morning, Special K on Acid. Good morning. Who else? I saw another face. Don Julio, Gulf City Biker and Trash Man. Anna Lynn is here. TC's in the house. JMK is here. We got a full load just to start off. And so let's get this thing rolling. And I'm sure some more people will show up. That special place in your heart is an arterial blockage. Well, Zach, now I don't know about that. I know I'm old, but I'm not in that great a shape. I got bad feet or a bad foot and a knee that's got to replace, another hip that's got to replace. I already got one titanium hip, but you know what? I feel good. No. Look, I feel as good as Donald Trump in a debate with Joe Biden. How about that? So we got all kinds of phrasing. I don't know what I phrased incorrectly. Anyway, it is a day in which we celebrate the news of the day, and I've got links that are not opening. That's great. Well, we'll get to those. Oh, I forgot to do all these too. Hang on. Oh my gosh. And did I do this? Well, yeah, I did do that. Okay, that's good. Okay. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I just got a few things. I'm going to open a bunch of articles that, I already opened that one though, didn't I? Joe Biden's weekend has Democrats in disarray. Oh, yeah, I did that one already. I didn't do that one. Okay, there we go. I'm getting the right ones out here. So, we had this debate last week. Oh, by the way, I put a couple of YouTube shorts up. Do me a favor. If I have some YouTube shorts up, post them somewhere. Put them on your social media somewhere if you can. If you don't mind, that'd be fan-fucking-tastic because I'm going to start using those a lot more to grow the channel and bring people into this show. So I started today. I made 2 this morning. I made 2 little short videos. One was just about the show, and then one was a question. It kind of inspired today's show because what are the Democrats going to do? Are they now? I'm going to get into some things they did this weekend that I believe that might be a little bit of a head fake, but they've sent out the marching orders about what to do about Joseph Rahim's Biden performance and the concerns about whether or not they're going to replace him. The marching orders went out to say, oh no, we support Biden all the way to the convention, and so everyone's, a bunch of the news people, I'll show you some examples, are just like, oh yes, no, we're here. We believe in Joe Biden. He's that man that we need to be the president of the United States for another 4 years, when sometimes you're concerned whether or not he's going to last another 4 minutes. But, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And I have a bunch of articles open that I'm not going to get to. And there's even a new poll that pits Biden's potential replacements against Trump, and I haven't really looked at that. But it doesn't seem that the Democrats would be in a stronger position if they did that. But I don't know. I mean, look, you put some slick talking dude like Gavin Newsom out there talking against Trump, he's going to look great against Trump in a debate. But why would Trump bother debating him? He doesn't need it. Gavin Newsom admitted that Democrats are in a panic. Oh, I didn't even open that one yet. I have so much stuff to open, but I'm just gonna let's just get in the show. I'm talking too much. I'm rambling too much because that happens. So, first of all, I want to share this because this is our friend Gorilla and Pirate Pete, and he deserves some recognition for what he does. I mean, he's a good man. And he always tags me when he starts this out. Now, first of all, this is just some raw meat. Because it's rib day in the Cove, which he calls the Cove, the Pirate's Cove, you know what I mean? But then he shows me a little, like he's already got the smoke going. Now, he smokes a charcoal. Oh, what kind of, do you use wood too? I don't even know. You must use wood. But here we go. He's got him seasoning them up, and he's got him on there. And he's just getting started. So I'm sure we'll see some progress to that. He'll probably show me some pictures later. And every damn time, even though I'm looking at this, it's not even cooked, my mouth's already beginning to water. Because, I just love me some smoked meat. And that's the greatest thing to eat on the planet. Anyway, let's move on. Certain things that are happening today. There's a hurricane down in the Caribbean. And it's getting a lot of hype, well, because it's a hurricane, and two, because it's apparently already a Cat 4 hurricane. Hurricane Beryl? Is that? I don't even know how to say that name correctly. Beryl? Oh, yeah, that's $12,000 with me. Yeah, just about. Beryl's, it says Caribbean's strongest early hurricane. So in the history of the world, they're saying this is the strongest hurricane in the world. Remember, they've only tracked hurricanes maybe for 100 years, but whatever. Hurricane Beryl, a Category 4 storm, is rapidly approaching Windward Islands with life-threatening winds and storm surge. It has intensified to become the strongest Caribbean hurricane this early in the calendar year on record. Again, on record is about 100 years, so we don't even know. But the storm is expected to impact islands including Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, Grenada, and potentially others in the region. Residents are advised to seek shelter as the hurricane moves through the air. So it's already, it's kind of already hitting. Now someone's excited because they're showing this satellite shot. Wow, look at the lightning in the Hurricane Beryl's eye wall. I don't know if that's unusual, but anyway, the National Hurricane Center aircraft indicate that Beryl has strengthened to an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane. Why is this not scrolling correctly? Give it a second, because now I lost. There we go. And is expected to hit the islands in the morning, which is already now. So it's already hitting there. Here's some video from Barbados. Winds are hitting, but so if you, I don't know if anyone from that part of the world has ever listened to me, but if you are, take shelter, do the things you got to do to protect yourself. I don't even know what that is. So that is that. Also trending. Oh, by the way, it is a new month, and it's interesting because a lot of people like to talk about the new month. Oh, I better be careful scrolling. Here it is. Wishing you a wonderful new month. It's July. Video by a 1 Minute Traveler. So that's a lovely little sentiment there, right? That's nice. Also, Rabbit Day, because if you said rabbit, the first thing out of your mouth, the first day of the month, if it's rabbit, you will have a lucky July. So here's some rabbits. I know you love you some rabbits. And Rabbit loves some rabbits. I like rabbits too. I hate rabbits, okay? I hate fucking rabbits. Rabbits ravage our gardens, and I'm not even talking about our vegetable gardens. They ravage our flower gardens. They love to eat the Asiatic lily leaves, and they chew up our clematis, the vine that grows up and flowers, and they eat a bunch of our plants. Fuck them rabbits. I kill the rabbit. This is my favorite song ever. Ode to Elmer Fudd. fuck the rabbits, okay? And no, I don't mean it that way. Anyway, also, now wait a minute. Oh, I forgot. There's this thing about Hurricane Burl that I forgot to mention. And that would be the fact that apparently, this is news, cricket champs stranded in Burl's fury. Hurricane Burl, initially a Category 3 storm, intensified to a dangerous Category 4 storm as it approached the Windward Islands, including Barbados, where the Indian cricket team, the winner of the 2024 T20 World Cup, were stranded due to the hurricane. So that's unfortunate. Let's see. So what? The Caribbean is about to be battered by a hurricane this early in the year because the ocean was much warmer than normal in the past year. Can't you people see that everyone needs to cut their emissions? Well, I'll just stop eating beans then. There you go. All right. Now, so that's, for some reason, that's important. Also trending. What else is happening? Oh, it is Canada Day. Oh, Canada. And that's all I know of that song. But I kind of know the tune, so I will sing along with the wrong words. But hey, here's the thing. Justin Trudeau, his ego says, now this was yesterday, tomorrow's Canada Day, and parts of the country will wake up to single-digit temperatures for one reason and one reason only. Global warming, more proof of global warming, that Canada's going to be cold, but I don't know why. Is it really going to be single-digit temperatures somewhere? Well, I suppose there's always single-digit temperatures in one part of Canada, up there in the north there. So anyway, these will be record low temps for July 1st, and the only way to bring them back up is to give more of your money to the government. So there you go. That's a perfect message from Justin Trudeau's ego. But meanwhile in Canada, happy Canada Day. This person from Canada says, forever grateful to have won the lottery by simply being Canadian. Never forget how lucky we are, all compared to the rest of the world. Not perfect, but lucky and much better off than most. And then they list some reasons that they're lucky to be Canadian. Here we go. Lucky to be Canadian because more lakes than the rest of the world combined. Yeah, we got a lot. Somehow we must have got some runoff of all those lakes in Canada. That's because it was a glacier for the longest time in the history. Also, the longest coastline in the world. Well, that's only if you count the coastlines of the lakes, see? But longest coast, well, maybe not. That may not be true because northern Canada is full of, I guess if you call the border with the Arctic Ocean shoreline, I suppose you could call it that. But I think they're talking about or coastline. Oh no, they say coastline. See, because Minnesota makes that claim all the time that Minnesota has the most shoreline of any state in the country. And that is true. You can't count California because there's not as many lakes and shit. Anyway, they say in Canada, the highest percentage of citizens with a post-secondary education in the world. Really? Is that important? Because who's built? I just want to know who's plumbing and building your roads and all that shit. I don't give a shit about the people with post-secondary education. As a person with a post-secondary education, I don't care. I just want to make sure everything works, and not everyone needs a post-secondary education to make things work. And in fact, if you have a post-secondary education, AI is more likely to take your job right now. But anyway, well, maybe not if you're flipping, if you're taking orders at McDonald's, well, and then maybe that too. Anyway, also strongest projected GDP growth in the G7. Okay. Is that always a good thing? Is that because your growth isn't as good as the other and then you're whatever? I don't know what that means. Lowest debt GDP ratio of the G7, that's important, I guess. That I wish it were us. 141% post-pandemic job recovery. 141%. You mean you have 141% more jobs than that you lost during the pandemic? Don't know about that. Maybe that's true. I don't know. Is Canada really growing that much? And then finally, interest first interest rate cut in the G7. Okay, so maybe they're not having the inflation problem in Canada. Now, I know, I saw one time, I was looking at, someone posted something in Canada, and they were at a grocery store, and it was like a package of chicken drumsticks. I kid you not. Americans, you're going to be freaking out in this. It was a package of chicken drumsticks, okay? There might have been a dozen chicken drumsticks, right? And the price, now, granted, this is in Canadian money, but still, it was like $63 for a package of chicken drumsticks. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to do the calculation in Canada, and it's still more than $40 for a package of chicken drumsticks. I'm like, seriously? I can still get 2 good-sized ribeyes at Sam's Club for $40. Maybe even less. I was just like, damn. Or no, it's like a 3-pack of ribeyes at Sam's Club I can still get for $43. And that, I think that's ridiculous. I stopped eating steak at Sam. Steak is a rare thing anymore. I still eat some other beef because there's some other cuts of beef that are cheaper that are pretty damn good. But anyway, that's Happy Canada Day. And I've said too much about that. So that and hashtag Canada are trending. I'm going to skip the hashtag Canadian that. Real quick, thank you. We have our first sponsor of the day. Avocados Diablo, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. Who says, since it was brought up in chat, decision on Trump immunity is there. Uh-oh, here we go. Well, I'm gonna just snap into this breaking news. We're gonna put that right there next to Canada Day. Rabbit, Canada Day. There we go. All right, here we go. This is a SCOTUS blog. Announcement of opinions for Monday, July 1st. Let's do Trump versus the United States. The court holds that former Trump has absolute immunity for his core constitutional powers. Why is that even a... Again, listen to just listen to the sentence. Former Trump has absolute immunity for his core constitutional powers. Now, let's see. Justice rule for January 6th defendant strikes down Chevron. That's the old ones. Here we go. Let's go on this little slider right here. Link is working, but SCOTUS website appears to be under strain. Court upholds that former President Trump has absolute immunity for his core constitutional powers. So now you got to determine what were the core constitutional powers in any of those cases. Former presidents are also entitled to at least presumption of immunity for their official acts. There is no immunity, the court holds, for unofficial acts. The court explains that it does not need to decide in this case whether immunity for official acts is presumptive or absolute. The court, in Part 3 of its opinion, indicates that in this case, no court has thus far considered how to distinguish between official and unofficial acts. Moreover, Roberts continues, the lower courts rendered their decision on a high expedited basis and did not analyze the conduct alleged in the indictments to decide which of it should be categorized as official and which unofficial, and it wasn't briefed before the Supreme Court. So again, now they're going to have to go back to those cases and determine what could and could not have been official and or unofficial acts. So the Supreme Court isn't going to make that determination now. Instead, it will send the case back to the lower courts for further proceedings, although it does offer some guidance. Quote, certain allegations, such as those involving Trump's discussion with the acting attorney general, are readily categorized in light of the nature of the presidential's official relationship to the office held by that individual. Other allegations, such as those involving Trump's interaction with the vice president, state officials, and certain private parties, and his comments to the general public, present more difficult questions. Roberts is still reading from his opinion. Oh, I see they're summarizing his opinion here. But later in the opinion, the court does weigh in on some aspects. Quote, Trump is absolutely immune from prosecution for the alleged conduct involving his discussion with the Justice Department officials. The court sends the case back to the district court for it to determine other things, such as whether a prosecution involving Trump's attempts to influence the vice president's oversight of the certification proceeding in his capacity as the president of the Senate would pose any dangers of intrusion on the authority and functions of the executive branch. Roberts writes that Trump asserts a far broader, I actually scrolled when I should not have. Okay, here we go. And it keeps scrolling on its own. Damn it, stop doing that. Oh, it's probably because they're typing as we speak. Let's see if I can get this to go farther down here. Okay, but later in the opinion, court just court sends the case back to the court. Roberts writes that Trump asserts a far broader immunity than the limited one we have recognized. Okay, so he said, they just said right there, they don't think everything he did was immunized. I don't know if that's the right word, but whatever. As for the dissents, Robert writes, they strike a tone of chilling doom that is wholly disproportionate to what the court actually does today, conclude that immunity extends to official discussions between the president and his attorney general, and then remand to the lower courts to determine in the first instance whether and to what extent Trump's remaining alleged conduct is entitled to immunity. Now, Sotomayor is now reading from her dissent. Roberts, in his conclusion, writes that the case poses a question of lasting significance. He notes that the immunity question has not come up before, but in addressing that question today, unlike political branches and public at large, we cannot afford to fixate exclusively or even primarily on present exigencies, whatever. Final substantive paragraphs, the president enjoys no immunity for his unofficial acts. Again, I've said this before. Of course they have immunity for their official acts, but not for their unofficial acts. I'm not even a lawyer, and I've said this. President enjoys no immunity for his unofficial acts, and not everything the president does is official. Ding! I know that, and that's where they're going to try to wrap themselves around this. The president is not above the law, but Congress may not criminalize the president's conduct in carrying out the responsibilities of the executive branch under the Constitution. Also, Justice Thomas writes in a concurring opinion in which he questions the validity of Jack Smith's appointment as special counsel. If this unprecedented prosecution is to proceed, it must be conducted by someone authorized to do so by the American people. Now, from the Sotomayor dissent, which is joined by both Kagan and Jackson, shocker! Today's ruling reshapes the institution of the presidency and makes a mockery of the principle that no man is above the law. No, it doesn't. Official acts versus unofficial acts. Did you not listen? The decision gives former President Trump all the immunity he asked for and more. No, it doesn't, because the court still has to determine what the official acts and the unofficial acts were that they're trying to prosecute him for. Because our Constitution does not shield a former president from answering for criminal and treasonous acts, I dissent. You haven't determined if they're, so you're assuming they were criminal and treasonous acts. You don't even care. You don't need a court for that, right? Hello, Asmati, by the way, and TC over in Rumble. Sotomayor does not use respectfully, quote, with dissent here, or at the end of her dissent, concludes, with fear for our democracy, I dissent. Kiss all of my ass. Fear for our democracy. Get the fuck out of here. Mark will have more from the courtroom, but Justice Jackson's dissent from the bench in Corner Post also had some strong words. Today's conference should be interesting. Jackson also admits respectfully from her dissent. Okay, so there you go. the court, the 6-3 decision with obviously the liberal justices wanting to fry his ass, says that the president does have immunity from official acts, but not unofficial acts. So so Barack Obama, you can sleep now at night because those guns you sold to the Mexican cartels and that killed American border agents, you're off the hook, bitch. Good Lord. Oh, there's more. Here we go. Justice Barrett also has a concurring opinion. Let's put this back on the screen. If it'll fit. Where was it? There it is. Oh, I didn't even have this on the screen anyway. That's better. Justice Barrett also has a concurring opinion. She agrees with the majority on the core constitutional powers immunity, but would like to take a different approach to other official acts. She would look at whether the criminal statute under which the president is being charged applies to his conduct and whether that application to that particular fact of the case is constitutional. Justice Sotomayor is still reading from her dissent. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently there's a live place where they're reading their opinions. Oh my God, heads will be exploding everywhere. Democrats are going to say, oh, this is a bad court. Time to stack the court. Let's put more Supreme Court justices on who will follow the law. No one is above the law. Blah, 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 blah. Look, from what I'm reading from this, this absolutely makes sense. Official acts. A president can't be prosecuted for official acts, and they can be prosecuted for unofficial criminal acts. Wow, what a concept! I can't believe it. Okay, so now go back to all your little cases with Jack Smith and all the bullshit that he's been putting out. Off the hook for the drone strike on American citizens. Yeah, he's off the hook for that too. Because guess what? If they'd have said that you can be criminally charged for official acts, boy, oh boy, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, every president would probably be in trouble. Okay? You really could. You could charge anybody criminally for some shit. But, the drone strike, I get that. But I'm saying the whatchamacallit, the gun, what is it? Fast and Furious gun thing with him and Eric Holder illegally selling guns to the cartels, which killed Americans. Look, that would be the best case to bring, right? You broke federal law selling guns. It would be just classic. I'm just saying. Anyway, so there you go. And they're, let's see, they are, yeah, they're still, this is it's a running blog. So it's, as they post it, it updates, but we'll get to that again tomorrow to get a little deeper into it. So thank you for I can't remember who that was that UAD who gave me the link? Somebody gave me the link to the to that, and I appreciate it. So that's big. But again, that's not the end of it. By any stretch of the imagination, you got to determine now what are the official acts and what are the unofficial acts that they're trying to prosecute him for. Does as the executive branch does enforcing the law of elections, is that the purview of the executive branch? That's the law enforcement part of the government, isn't it? The courts are one thing, and the legislature writes laws, and the executive branch is the law, is the enforcer, right? So now, what of those acts that they're trying to charge him with were official acts and not? And again, I don't even understand the January 6th thing. I don't even know how they can charge him for that one. That's a wild one. But so anyway, it's not as clear cut. They're not giving him total immunity, as Donald Trump would say. It doesn't necessarily exonerate Donald Trump. It just says now you got to figure out what are the official acts and the unofficial acts. All right, let's keep going here because I'm getting behind, but I appreciate that's worth getting behind. I wanted to talk about that anyway because we knew that decision was coming up this morning. Gettysburg trending. It's not, well, is it trending? I don't know. But today, on July 1st, 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg began in Pennsylvania, marking the significant turning point in the American Civil War. This three-day battle involved more than 170,000 combined Union and Confederate soldiers and resulted in over 50,000 casualties, making it the bloodiest single engagement of the war. The Union Army, led by Major General George Meade, claimed victory over Confederate General Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia, halting Lee's second invasion of the North. The battle is remembered for its fierce fighting, including the defense of Little Round Top and Pinkett's charge on the third day. And if you've never been to Gettysburg, it was, at least when I went there, it was still a solemn sight. I know that they're starting to build on some of that land, which is really unfortunate. I suppose people got to live somewhere, but some of the onlookers were onlookers there for a picnic. Yeah, I'm sure there were a few civilian casualties in that war, but anyway, there's a couple of different. I'm leaving the thread because there's several different good threads on Gettysburg. I was there when I was, how old was I when I went to Gettysburg? I was 12 years old. And even then, as a little kid, I was like, this is interesting. And, they had, in the I guess it's called a visitor center or whatever, a lot of remnant, like cannonballs and ammunition and all kinds of stuff. Just, it's a really cool place, but it's one of those really solemn places where you go there and you're like, God, 50,000 people died here in this bloody war. So it was crazy. Crazy fact. Oh, Rod Line, good morning. And I should not fail to mention this. Crazy fact about the Civil War. Trans people were the most affected by that battle. Excuse me, can I correct you here? Trans women of color, okay? Trans women of color were most affected by the battle. Let's get it right, okay? So there you go. Battle of Gettysburg, trans women of color most affected. All right, today is also Bobby Bonilla Day. Now, if you don't know what Bobby Bonilla Day is, today, every year, Bobby Bonilla receives a check from the New York Mets for $1,193,248.20. And it's known as Bobby Bonilla Day because when he got traded from the Mets, what did they do? Here it is. Bobby Bonilla Day, who's getting paid $1.19 million by the Mets today. Can't also forget he also has a second deferred contract with the Baltimore Orioles for another $500,000 every year from 2004 to 2029. This dude has not played baseball, I want to say, for 10 years, maybe 10, 12 years, and he still gets basically $1.5 million, a little over $1.5 million every year on deferred contracts. So let's see. Let me see if I can detail this out. On July 1st, the Mets will pay Bobby Bonilla another installment of $1.19. Blah blah. He hasn't played in the majors since 2001, so it's been 13 years. He has not played baseball for 13 years, and he's still getting paid by two teams. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, so July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. He gets his check. So good for Bobby Bonilla. That's kind of funny, actually. Well, I guess in some ways. I mean, look, that's a great retirement plan, isn't it? I mean, you just have to wait until the middle of the year, and you get a $1.19 million, okay? And then at the end of the year, you get another $500,000. I think I could survive on that. Do you? Yeah, Johnny C. Johnny can. That's perfect. Okay, moving on. Apparently, this is, I'm going to try to not put this on the screen, but apparently at a gay pride event in Washington Square Park in New York City, there was violent incidents that marred the pride celebration. with multiple brawls and a shooting incident reported. The chaos erupted following the Pride Parade, leading to police intervention and the closure of the park. A 20-year-old man was hospitalized after being shot multiple times near the park. The events have sparked a range of reactions, with some criticizing the lack of self-control and discipline, while others expressed shock and disappointment at the scene. So, at the violence. So, look, I do not want to say that the Pride people are violent. They're a little bit degenerate, but they're not violent necessarily. But a lot of these events, these big events, people get pissed off and start fighting and shit. And we should just let's just avoid large crowds. I'm just saying. Oh, hello, Spam D, whatever your name is there. Is there a way to how do we do this? Is there a way to mute this user? Here, we'll mute the user. There we go. You're muted now, whatever your name is over there on Rumble. So anyway, there's a link again. All these links go to the in the chat at the end of the show and also in the description. But if you want to see some of the chaos at Pride events, now here's another one. Now this one, the 2024 New York Pride event was celebrated with enthusiasm by many attendees, as reflected in numerous social media posts expressing joy and pride, despite some negative incidents and criticism over the use of flags. What? Did they? Wait, no, at least I said it correctly. The overall sentiment was positive, many expressing desire to attend next year's event. So people still want to go to Pride parades, even though fights broke out. And apparently, too, at the San Francisco Pride Parade, which was, I can't put this on the screen, which was labeled as a family event. There were people, naked people jerking off guys' erections, and there was all kinds of debauchery and nudity and sexual acts for the kids. So, stay the fuck away from Pride parades. I'm just saying, unless you really like that kind of stuff, because you'd be like, oh, damn. All right. Also trending this week, we already went through this, but Trump immunity, presidential power at stake. This was before the thingy came out there. The Supreme Court is expected to rule on whether former President Donald Trump is immune from prosecution for actions taken during his presidency. So again, official acts, of course, that should be a no-brainer. Official acts, yes, you should not be able to be prosecuted for official acts of the President of the United States. Now, they still have to determine whether or not which acts were not official acts. So there you go. And let me ask you a question. Avocados Diabli. Oh, speaking of which, thank you, Avocados Diabli. Sponsor the show one more time. And you still are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. Let's see. Avocados Diabli tipped a small bullet. It says 2024 minus 2001 equals 13. I did not know they had a common core back in the Jurassic era when you were in school. Bitch, please. What did I say? I said 13 years. I didn't realize it was 2001. And then when I saw 2001, I said it was 13 years. He hasn't played baseball for 13 years. Or did I say 23 years? Oh, it's 20. I got it. It's 23 years. 23 years. Something like that. I don't know. 20. Okay, I got you. Yes, 23. Yes, I got it. I got it. I said 13. I meant 23. Okay. Oh, now, on this presidential immunity thing, though, I just had to show you some of the salty people out here already bitching before it out. Now their heads are some people whose heads are going to explode because they were already mad about this. Brooklyn Dad Defiant, one of the shill, White House paid, influencers. Today is the day we hear SCOTUS decision on presidential immunity that, frankly, should have been rendered months ago. If they decide to give Trump immunity for his crimes, this Supreme Court will have zero credibility. Well, I think the decision they made sense more than the dissent. Yes, you should be immune for official acts. Now, were those things official acts? That's what the other courts have to figure out. Gosh, that is just amazing. Oh, that's funny, Somnambule Nation. Put it in Roman numerals. That was beautiful. Yeah, at least I can read that. Now, is that a good thing or not? That's funny. I literally saw that and almost laughed out loud. Okay, moving on. Here we go. That's okay. So we already know about the president's immunity thing. Oh, Mika Brzezinski. Now, I told you earlier that the marching orders have come out regarding President Biden's performance in the debate last week, regarding whether or not they're going to replace him as the nominee, regarding whether or not we should support a doddering old fool with a poor memory. Okay? And in fact, Mika Brzezinski is now backtracking from her comments right after the debate. Now, remember, she was all worried and saying, "Oh, this is terrible. We can't do this. We got to determine whether or not we should dump Biden, blah, 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 blah." So here we are. Today, these full-blown panic and confusion over at NBC. This is the first clip that, this is the clip that they're talking about. After tearing Joe Biden to shreds on Friday, it appears the fake news talking heads received their marching orders over the weekend to stand behind Biden. Morning Mika is completely backtracking while her husband didn't even show up for work today. She said Joe is on a planned vacation without his wife. Oh, really? He's going on vacation without his wife that he cheated on his other wife with while he was hosting the show. Anyway, Mika had to clarify what Psycho Joe said on Friday was that it may be time for Biden to consider stepping aside, but that he also said we should wait a few days to see how he responds. Absolute meltdown. So here's Mika. Trying to, what do you call it? What do you call it when you try to save something? You're not batting cleanup. There's a name for that. Well, it's like, a save in baseball, but here's Mika trying to put lipstick on the pig, I guess.
Now, our Joe, is off this morning on a planned vacation. On Friday's show, I should clarify,
is he
Joe
fishing with the boys? Mika, are you sure he's not somewhere with another woman? Because, that's how you got there. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you talk.
It may be time for
salvage. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. Tried to salvage what is the shambles, the complete dumpster full of fire and grease that is the Biden reputation right now. Okay, let's hear Mika.
To consider stepping aside. He also said we should wait a few days to see how he responds.
Did he say that?
We're shoulder to shoulder on that. I do agree. Joe Biden has work to do. He has to do better. His team has to do a lot.
Is Joe Biden capable of doing better? Capable? I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden. Is he capable of doing better? And she was about to say his team has to do better because his team's running the show. Joe's not running the show. I'm telling you. Resuscitate. That's another good word. Resuscitate his campaign.
He has to do better. His team has to do a lot better.
Yeah, his team's doing all the heavy lifting right now because they know Joe ain't doing it.
Ready, though, to count Joe Biden out. Not even close.
Oh, not even close.
Just as Joe and I were stunned by the...
By the way, I'm pretty sure this is subterfuge. I'm pretty sure this is all bullshit. They're going to tell you to put on a happy face until the convention, where Joe will probably miraculously get some debilitating disease that forces him to move out of the race. Because we've already telegraphed this a long time ago when Joe Biden was talking about how, when if things don't go right, then... Now, this is, again, when he's vice president. Things aren't going right. I'm just going to get sick, and I'll find myself having to back out. Now, again, he was talking about when he was vice president, but that to me is known as foreshadowing. that's how they do it. They're not going to, it's going to be some health reason that he has to leave, probably dementia, but you know what I mean. All right, and before I keep playing, thank you, Avocado W says, another small bullets in the tip jar saying they should do a head count of the interns at Morning Joe. Oh, right. That's wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is, oh yes, that was a great comment. All right, stop it. Stop it. That was epic. All right, Mika, what you got to say?
the president's poor performance on the debate stage.
Poor performance? Why are they surprised, though? Why are they surprised? That's how Joe is every friggin' day. They by the way, the White House cut this thing about democracy, Joe Biden talking to the camera about democracy, and it was like a 30-second video, right? With 8 jump cuts of him saying like a paragraph full of words, and he was slurring and he was stuttering and sputtering, and I think they're now doing it on purpose just to make it normal for him to be stuttering and sputtering. It was so bad. Maybe I'll find that before we go.
We've also been surprised by
what?
The level of animosity toward Donald Trump from people who once supported him. The debate acted as a wake-up call. That was a loss for Joe Biden, no question, but not a win for Trump.
No, it was only a 65-35 opinion by the people who watched the debate.
The choice is one terribly bad night.
Well, yeah, the choice isn't the greatest, period. I mean, but I'm telling you, I'd rather have the guy with the funny hair. I just would, and I did before, and nothing changed my mind about that.
Versus a decade of destruction to our core beliefs, our democratic values.
Whoa, a decade? Did she say a decade of destruction? Let me go back here.
Night versus a decade of destruction to our core beliefs, our democratic values, and yes, our Constitution.
A decade. What year is it? It's 2024, so that'd be 2014. Huh. So this destruction to our core values, to our dedication to democracy, started in 2014? Huh. 2014? That was the Obama-Biden administration. How about that? That's when the destruction to our democracy began? You know what? She might have a point here.
Someone who stumbled over his words for 90 minutes versus...
Stumbled over his words? Stumble over his words. Yeah, he didn't have a coherent thought.
Someone who lied to the American people.
Whoa. You know what?
Over and
Joe
over.
Biden lied to the American people over and over in that debate. There are no more than 10, no less than 10 just bald-faced lies during that debate that Joe Biden had. He lied too. It's funny how you all don't recognize that.
Again, a man slowed down by a cold.
Oh no! Slowed down by a cold. Oh my God. Oh my. Okay. You know. Hello, Selecta Boy. Yeah, boy. You know that line was sent out. She's reading a teleprompter right now. That was a line sent out by the White House. Here's your marching orders. Slowed down by a cold? How about slowed down by dementia? Slowed down by Sundowner? Oh my God. Slowed down by cold. Mika, did you not hear the conversation about cheap fakes? Those so-called cheap fakes that have been going on his entire presidency? Slowed down by a cold? Holy shit.
Versus a man with a cold, vile, and merciless
Ooh,
heart.
did you see her face? She was all serious there. She got all cold, vile. Her lips got all tight and shit. Merciless heart. Who you loved in 2016. You loved you some Donald Trump in 2016. You were getting all sweaty when he was on your show. Maybe she turned him down.
I think in the days and weeks ahead, as we move away from this debate, clarity will hopefully set in.
Hopefully.
For me, Joe Biden is still the man for this moment.
Okay, Micah, is she touching herself under that desk? I don't even know, because that's, I mean, my God, that... And that's very different from what they said the other day. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's bad. Anyway. But also, other people out there defending Joe Biden. Nancy Pelosi's out here. Oh, I should probably click this first. There we go. Nancy Pelosi's out there doing her job. Nancy Pelosi defended President Biden after a debate suggesting that health professionals believe Donald Trump has dementia. Again, they love to project. They love to project. Oh, let's see here. Here it is. Here's Nancy Pelosi, and we're gonna listen to her talk about President Donald Trump. How long is this? Oh, this is only 40 seconds. Here it is.
His thoughts do not go together, and while he may be saying
his thoughts, who is she talking about? His thoughts don't go together.
Enablers. We see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issues, how informed he is. And I debate with him about legislation and not debate, but discuss it with him. He's right there.
You're rambling too.
So in any case,
he's right there.
It was a bad night. Let's not sugarcoat that. It was a bad
Get it out,
night.
Nancy!
It was a great presidency.
Oh my God.
This is an opportunity for Joe Biden to go out there and show he has the stamina and the rest. And by the way, while the press, and for some reason they don't, there are healthcare professionals who think that Trump has dementia.
There are health care professionals who think Trump has dementia. Really? Did they diagnose him with that? How? Really?
That his connection, his thoughts do not go together.
Oh, no!
While he may be saying we're enablers, we see Joe...
Okay, anyway. Cannon, YouTube got you again. What up? Hotep, Cannon. Hotep, what's up? Oops, Cannon Hotep in the house. So she wants to say that Donald Trump has dementia. Here, let's see what Simon. There's a couple people writing about this. Colin Rugg says Nancy Pelosi claims healthcare professionals say Trump is actually the candidate with dementia before having a senior moment of her own. Yeah, she lost it there. This gaslighting is crazy. During an interview with CNN, Pelosi gaslit the American people before she was seen seizing up, appearing to forget how to talk. Yeah, she did. She lost it. She got stuck there, didn't she? I didn't have it in sequence when I played it, but she was struggling to get through that sentence. Now, looks like Simon put on the full 7 minutes, but let's see what he puts here. By the way, thank you, Avocados Diabli, who says, okay, Nancy, for the sake of argument, I will give you Trump has dementia. So what does Biden have? Super, ultra, mega dementia? Exactly. Exactly. Appearing on CNN, Nancy Pelosi ruthlessly attacks Trump, says Trump has dementia and nobody is talking about it, says Biden had a bad night but a great presidency, says the contrast between Biden and Trump is clear, says no grassroots person has told Biden he should step aside. So apparently Nancy is suffering from dementia as well, being that she is confusing Trump with Biden again. Yeah. It's absolute gaslighting on the Democrats' part as far as this goes. All right, let's keep going because it's mostly about Joe now. Also, Democrats have been debating replacing Biden with Harris. And the discussion evolves around the potential replacement of President Joe Biden and the implications of Vice President Kamala Harris assuming the presidency. If they 25th Amendment him between now and Election Day, or between now and the Democratic convention, that's probably not going to happen. But holy shit, that means Kamala Harris would be your president. Cackles 2.0. Anyway, many users expressed concern about Harris's popularity and electability, suggesting that replacing Biden with her could lead to a loss for the Democratic Party. Well, I'm saying either way. Some argue that Biden's age and potential decline in health makes it necessary to consider replacement, but there is no consensus on who that replacement should be. Imagine, wait a minute. Let me just stop. And in fact, there's a lot of people talking about this. I'm not going to go into it. Here's the problem for the Democrats, okay? You have this fake black woman, right? Because Kamala Harris is not, she's not ADOS, as they would say. She's not American descendant of slaves, okay? Because her mother's from, in fact, she was the first Indian president or vice president. She was the first Indian, whatever she was, from the Senate. You know, they didn't talk about her being a black woman when she got in the Senate. They were talking about her being the first Indian because her mother's Indian. Her father is half Indian Jamaican. Like he's descended from, well, he's Jamaican because that's where he's came from. And also, by the way, her family owned slaves too. But anyway, so this whole thing about her being the first black and Indian vice president, whatever, and that being a black woman, she's not a black woman if you ask black people, right? She's not a black woman. She's an Indian. But she went to Howard University, so that makes her more black, I guess. I don't know. Does that matter? Hello, Dom O'Leary. But anyway, but still, a lot of black women claim her. Okay, black men are less like, okay, we'll just go along because, you know, we're supposed to. Black women claim her as a black woman. So now, imagine the fight among Democrats with part of your most important constituency until the Hispanics take over, because they're kind of already doing that. But anyway, with your most important constituency, you dump Joe Biden from the presidential race. And then you say, well, no, we're going to go get another white guy. We're going to go get Gavin Newsom. Can you imagine the black women in the Democratic Party going, wait, whoa, wait, hey there. Hey, what? You're going to pass over a black woman? Just run with it. I know she's not really black. You're going to pass over a black woman to put another white guy in front of the Democratic Party? Oh, there would be Democratic Civil War. That'd be civil war in the Democratic Party. Thank you, Avocado Stiabli, again, sponsor of the show. Who says, also, if I figure out why Dana Tits Bash intrigues me so, it is that hint of that somewhere in her family tree, there may have been a 24th pair of chromosomes or two on her face. Okay. Every time you talk about Dana Bash, I want to play the music. Also, I figured out why Dana Tits Bash intrigues me so. It is that hint of somewhere in her family tree, there may have been a 24th pair of chromosomes or two on her face. Oh, yeah. Turn that music off. I get it, AD. You like you some Dana Bash. And somewhere in there, there's an attractive woman. I can see it a little bit. I can see it. Anyway, so yeah, there's going to be hell if, and that might be the problem. I always say that Gavin Newsom would be a much more formidable, at least on a debate stage with Donald Trump. But Donald Trump wouldn't have to debate him. I'd say Donald Trump, fuck it. I'm not debating that asshole. I'll stick with Joe Biden. And if you put Gavin Newsom up there, well, you're SOL. We're going to talk about what California is like. But the other problem is a large party of consistency. There's going to be a lot of people out there of the so-called black race, which is not really a race. We're just all people and shit. But the heavily melanated population is going to be like, whoa, you passed over a melanated vice president for another white man? It would be culture shit. Now, the problem is, too, though, Democrats are going to vote for whoever has a D in front of their name, but some Democrats may not show up if you drop Kamala Harris in there or Gavin Newsom, because nobody likes Kamala Harris, and Gavin Newsom is a white dude. I'm just saying. I'm not just saying. Also, now there's a poll, and not the kind that Avocados Diablo would like Dana Bash to be dancing on, that doubts Joe Biden's mental fitness. Oh, shocker. A recent CBS News YouGov poll revealed that 72% of registered voters do not believe President Joe Biden has the mental and cognitive health necessary to serve as president. Holy shit. What? The sentiment was echoed across various social media platforms. Oh my goodness. So most mind-numbing kind of person is, we all need to rally around Biden, which they're doing. That's what Democrats are saying. Guess what? Oh, I saw Destiny's post, Zach. I did see his post. Yeah, that too. So they're going to rally around Biden. 72% of respondents do not believe Joe Biden has the mental and cognitive health to serve as U.S. president. That's 25th Amendment time. If that's true, 56% of Democrats thinks he's complicit in genocide. Oh my God. This Kate Willett has several parts of the poll. And then 63% think he's a bad president. The rally around Joe Biden is not going to work if that's true. The rally behind Joe Biden is not going to happen if that's true. Now, someone down here counters with 65% support the right to an abortion, 73% believe in climate change, 64% favor stricter gun control laws, 69% favor increasing taxes on billionaires. Oh, yeah. 54% have an unfavorable view of Trump, 66% believe NATO benefits the U.S. Okay, and what do any of those have to do with whether or not 72% think he doesn't have a functioning brain? You can be in favor of all those things that you like, but if the candidate, they don't believe he can do the functions of the president of the United States, they're not going to vote for him. That's wild. Okay, here it is. We'll put. I don't want to put Hannity. I'm going to put the CBS poll. Raw story. Don't want that. New York Post. No, I don't want the partisan. I want to see the actual poll. I don't see it. Maybe well, here, let's check Raw story and see if they have a link to the poll. Or Sean Hannity if he has a link to the poll. Let's see. According to CBS News poll, an increasing number of Americans think President Joe Biden should not be running for a second term after his disastrous debate with Trump. That's a different question. Okay, that's not the question. It's Brian Stelter. Here it is. 72% of registered voters say Joe Biden does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. 49% say the same of Trump. Because you have to do the what about Trump. Okay. Oh, here it is. CBS News. All right, here we go. For months before the first debate, the nation's voters repeatedly expressed doubts over whether President Biden had the cognitive health to serve. Today, those doubts have grown even more now that nearly three quarters of the electorate now, and including many within his party. Does he have the cognitive health? Before, 35%, now 27%. Does not. Before, there was already 65%. There's already 65% that said he didn't have the cognitive health to serve as president. Now it's gone up another, however many points that is, 7. I'm afraid to do math, Advocatus Diablo, because you have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. Then they compared Trump too. The move came across the partisan board, but it includes a double-digit movement among Democrats and a movement among independents. Given that today, nearly 3 in 4 voters don't think Mr. Biden should be running for president in the first place. That's a higher percentage than in February, when almost 2/3 said he should not run. So 2/3 people think he shouldn't run anyway before this, and now it's even more. Amazing. So there's a link to the poll. It'll be in the links. Also, speaking of Vice President Harris, Kamala, she was apparently for the BET Awards. They did a little skit or some shit on the BET Awards with Taraj. What's her name? Taraj, what's her face? The actress from Empire. And here's Kamala Harris breaking out the accent for BET. And this is, look, it's a little bit cringeworthy. Look, I'm a black man that doesn't have much of a black accent, right? And so I don't try to talk in a black accent. I just don't. I just talk how I talk. Because my black accent it sounds like a white guy trying to talk black, okay? Now, here comes Kamala Harris dropping that black accent.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow
Did you hear that?
person.
Did you hear that? Did you hear? You know I wouldn't do that. You know I wouldn't do that. She doesn't talk like this. She does not talk like this in her home. She doesn't talk like this even at White House events where a lot of black people. But when she's got to perform, here she goes, throwing out that black accent.
The real HU? You know.
The real HU? Yes. She must be reading off a fucking teleprompter. You know. HU is in Howard University, the Bison, that's what they're talking about, because she went to a historically black college and university. Now, how that happened, how they brought the Indian girl into this historic black college and university, I don't know. But she went to Howard, and Howard's a fantastic school. It has a great reputation. It's often been known as the Harvard of black colleges. And it has a phenomenal reputation. But anyway, yeah, freedom.
So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election.
Oh, I'm sure
Women's
you
reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic...
The Supreme Court's on the line? What's the Supreme Court's on the line? Wait, what? I'm pretty sure all the people that... If a Democrat's elected, I'm pretty sure Clarence Thomas will hang out another 4 years, just so you can't replace him with some asshole. Okay? Not a single Supreme Court justice is going to be gone after 4 years. Now, I still think that the Democrats are going to try to throw a couple more justices on the court before Biden leaves, but that's just my own. That's some wild, way out there speculation. It probably won't happen, but I'm still planning on it just in case.
Freedoms are being tested, Madam VP.
What freedom?
I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these...
Yeah, girl, I'm out. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait. You got to hear this line because she breaks out a little Kendrick Lamar line in here.
Been traveling across the country. What are you
Listen
hearing?
to her.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment.
I'm out here in these streets, yes, at the vice presidential mansion in the naval whatever yard. Yeah, I'm out here in these streets. Oh, yes, at the White House Pride Parade. Yes, I'm out here in these streets. Oh, yes, at tea parties and dinner parties for Democratic donors. I'm out here in these streets. At the Juneteenth celebration, at the White House, the cookout made by, chefs that make $80,000 a year. I'm out here in these streets.
Of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
They're not like us. There she goes. She throws out the name of the Kendrick song, dissing Drake. They not like us. Oh, Lord.
They not. There's a full...
They not. Taraj is even doing it now. She tried to make it sound extra black, even though she has a good black accent.
Attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote.
Yep.
The freedom...
How is there? Who's restricting our freedom to vote other than illegal aliens? Come on now. Come on, man. Shit. See, that's my black accent's terrible.
Freedom to love who you love, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom for a woman to make decisions.
Wait a minute, freedom to be safe from gun violence in the melanated communities? What? Your laws ain't working.
About her own body, not having her government tell her what to do. Thanks. No.
Okay, so anyway, that's Kamala Harris trying to sound like, I'm not going to make up a name, but all right. Also, let's see. Now, and again, this is about the Democratic Party and the White House sending out the marching orders. So they also, they got Gretchen Whitler, who has disavowed the draft Gretch movement, which is a little bit too close to draft Drek, if you know what that is. So anyway, she's disavowing a draft Gretch movement and delivers a warning to Biden. What's she warning Biden about? Hello, 1, 2, 3. When Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitler telephoned a senior official with President Biden's campaign on Friday night, she wanted to convey a clear message. She hated the way that her name was being floated as a replacement for Biden, and she wasn't behind the chatter. Now, let's be real. Let's be real. How many people did you hear bring up Gretchen Whitler as a possible replacement for Joe Biden? I didn't hear it ever. No one was talking about Gretchen Whitmer. I know her name's Whitmer. I like to call her Whitler. Nobody is calling for Gretchen Whitmer to be the replacement for Biden. I've heard Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom, Michelle Obama. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry, Kamala Harris, the black woman. No one is recruiting Gretchen Whitler to be the fucking replace for Joe Biden on the ticket. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, Whitmer's conversation with the official campaign chair, Jennifer O'Malley Dillon, was cordial but awkward by its very nature in the aftermath of the president's disastrous debate performance last Thursday. No would-be replacement has been the recipient of more wish casting among despairing Democrats than the second-term Michigan governor. More wish? What? Her own wish casting? Whitmer recognized as much, disavowing the draft Gretchen chatter she used to... No! What? Who? Are you kidding me? Who? Everyone. The name that I think comes up the most is Gavin Newsom. Everyone thinks Gavin Newsom. No one's saying Gretchen Whitler. She's like one of those, she's like the Marco Rubio that far down the line kind of people. Even more revealing how the word of the call reached me, she said, from someone close to a potential 2028 Whitmer rival for the Democratic presidential nomination. This person said Whitmer had phoned O'Malley Dillon with more ambiguous SOS to relay that Michigan in the wake of the debate was no longer winnable for Biden. Ouch! That such a potential blade work is already taking place illustrates how badly her rivals want to wound Whitmer by portraying her as being disloyal to Biden in his hour of need. Yet it also captures what an extraordinary precarious moment this is for the well-stocked bench of Democratic governors who are eager to succeed Biden. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, you heard from MSNBC? Oh, okay, so one of the women that, okay, I could see that. Like Jen Psaki or the Biden hair hat lady, Joy Reid. Anyway, the point of this article is that she is staunchly behind Biden, and everyone's behind Biden. No one should abandon Joe Biden. Joe Biden's the comeback kid. Now, in some sense, Joe Biden is kind of the comeback kid in this sense. Apparently, after that disastrous debate, Biden raised a record $33 million post-debate. Now, that's interesting, okay? And now, remember, be careful how this is phrased. Following the debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, the Biden campaign reported raising over $33 million, setting a record for the highest one-hour total. The debate's impact on public opinion remains a topic of discussion, blah, blah, blah. But now that's an interesting way to put it, because I know after President Trump's conviction in New York on that stupid fucking business records case, he raised $44 million in one day, and over like 4 days, over $100 million. So apparently, weekend at Biden's, that's a good one. Oh, the memes. Anyway, so, and this is Simon Ateba. Biden has decided to stay in the race after a meeting with his family on Sunday, and a massive campaign is now underway to support his re-election and silence debates about his age and worries over his disastrous debate performance Thursday night. Backed fiercely by First Lady Jill Biden and his family, including son Hunter, Biden has zero plans to step aside. No, remember that a family gathering yesterday. On Sunday, the message was clear. Biden must stay in the race. However, it was unclear whether Biden would follow their advice. Now it's clear he's not going anywhere. He has decided to stay. One report says even despite ducking tough interviews, Biden is now eyeing a town hall on a major interview this month. Look, I put this in a short video this morning. Remember Robert Hur? And I've said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. Robert Hur, the special counsel that was dealing with the Biden classified documents case, where the documents were strewn all over his house and his office in the University of Pennsylvania, and by his Corvette, and some were, under the bathroom, behind the toilet, and just all these classified documents that he had at his house. Some from when he was in the Senate. And the reason they didn't prosecute him, according to Robert Hur, was that he was no jury would convict him because he's a sympathetic old man with a bad memory. Okay? And the Democrats were howling as far as how they received that. They were mad as hell, and they weren't going to take it anymore. How dare you make this judgment about our beloved and super sharp behind the scenes president. Yeah, the debate Thursday, I believe that Robert Hur has been vindicated. So there you go. Let's see. And then also now now you're starting to see people talk about President Biden put out this gosh damn it. Stop that. Fix it. There we go. Apparently he's still working on the student loan debt relief. He's going to buy more votes with student loan debt relief. The Biden-Harris administration has taken steps to address student loan debt, including forgiving more debt than any previous administration. Yeah, because no previous administration did relieve debt, student debt on their own. That's why it's more than any other administration, because this is not the purview of the president of the United States. That would be under the legislation branch, and holy shit, he just decided he's going to give shit away. Anyway, Now, so he's been tweeting up a storm about this. It's been a year since the Supreme Court struck down my administration's plan to get 40 million Americans life-changing student debt relief. Again, you mean you're going to just unilaterally say, oh, you are forgiven. Here's some holy water. And Kamala Harris is talking about it too. Anyway, and people are struggling with student loan debt. Having recently paid off their loans, there's also discussion about the broader implications of student loan forgiveness, including potential impact on the economy and the ongoing debate about reparations. Yeah, now you're just gonna start buying shit. You're gonna give everyone money, and fuck. I'm gonna skip this topic. I can't do it. All right, now I gotta go, but I do have some articles open. The one that, oh, by the way, Steve Bannon begins his 4-month prison term. And apparently he had some choice words on his last show before he had to report. And then how long is this clip? Let's see how long this clip is. Oh, that's not the clip. That's just Benny Johnson saying he was on Steve Bannon's show. The real reason Steve Bannon is being sent to prison today is not for contempt of Congress. It's because he's the leader of the opposition. If this was about equality of justice, Merrick Garland would be getting handcuffs too, but he's not, because this is not about law and order. It's about one political party locking up their opponents. First Trump, now Bannon. Make no mistake, me and you are next. These are the last days of the dying regime. Don't just pray for Steve, pray for his enemies. I stand with Steve Bannon. Anyway, Steve Bannon is going to jail today. He's reporting. And so the lefties are excited, and the people on the right are saying, fuck you, motherfuckers. So now I'm out of time, but here is some of the articles that I put up here. I asked the question, who's running the country? Well, we know who's running the country. It's all the Obama advisors that are in the Trump administration now, right? Trump. Did I say Trump? The Biden administration now. All the Obama advisors that are running the country, because this is Obama's third presidency. Joe Biden is clearly not capable of running he's not capable of running an ice cream truck, okay? But, so there's an article in the front page where I think it's Daniel Greenfield. Yeah, Daniel Greenfield goes into depth about that. Also, the New York Post, Jill Biden's delusional if she believes she can save her husband and the country after the debate debacle. Well, there is one point to that. A lot of people said Hillary Clinton won the debates against Trump. A lot of people thought Barack Obama's first presidential debate was a disaster. People thought George W. Bush lost debates. You can't determine who's going to win the presidency by debate performances. But you're now that everyone's seen it and you couldn't deny it, like you can't call it cheap fakes. Guess what? Everyone's going to be noticing now every time Biden slips up. It's not going to get better for him. And he will continue to slip up. He will continue to slip up. So she has an editorial on that. Breitbart, Hunter Biden is one of the strongest voices urging Biden to remain in the presidential race. Yeah, because he makes more money when his dad's in power. So he wants another 4 years. He's got 3.5 now. And he wants 4 more years just in case he needs to get some more checks from China and other foreign places while his dad's the president. And plus, Dad is the only one who can pardon him. All right, Daily Wire. Former Biden aide has had it with the Democrats defending Biden. Jesus Christ, with the gaslighting. Oh, my God. This is Bedingfield. Someone named, what's his name? Something Bedingfield. Oh, no, Michael LaRosa, who was previously service press secretary for the First Lady, lashed out at the White House former communications director, Kate Bedingfield. Let's see. We have time? I don't care. I'm going to go late.
What is the reality of what is now happening behind the scenes? Well, I think the reality is the race has not fundamentally changed. I think there's universal agreement. It wasn't a great night for Joe Biden.
Are you serious?
He said as much. But what we see in all the data that
has
emerged since Thursday is the fundamental head-to-head hasn't shifted. People are not suddenly moving to Trump. In fact, what we've seen is that people felt like Trump's arguments were not persuasive. They were concerned about what he said about January 6th. They were concerned about him saying he wouldn't accept the results of the election. So fundamentally, on the places Donald Trump is politically vulnerable, he really did himself a huge disservice on Thursday night. And so I think for Biden now, the task is to go out and do what he did in North Carolina, show that energy, show that it was just one bad night. Every campaign recovers from one bad night.
Remember, this guy coming up's a Democrat. Oh, they didn't do it. Oh, anyway, hang on. That wasn't the clip. That wasn't the clip. Here we go. Is this it? Please, Lord, give me the clip. He went off. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. Anyway, here, just do this. Oh, shoot. Where's La Rosa? Michael La Rosa. This is just the, this is tweet. The data, if there is data that counters the impact of what we all saw, then where the hell is it? What the hell are you waiting for? Show us the data. Show us the data. Jesus Christ, with the gaslighting, the talking points, and the damn spinning. Enough already. He is the former communications director for the First Lady. He was the press secretary for this First Lady. And he's just, stop with the gaslighting. Yeah, please, y'all, stop with the gaslighting. White House also admits Biden is only dependently engaged between the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like he's a daytime president. Don't get anything past 4 o'clock because he needs his milk, his cookies, and extra sleep. White House surrogate, what's his name? Anyway, sources told the outlet that Biden is reportedly dependently engaged between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The sources also added outside that time range, or even when Biden is traveling abroad, verbal miscues and fatigue are more likely to occur. Well, that debate was after 4 p.m. Tells you a lot. All right, there's a whole bunch of other articles. I don't have time to tell you what they all are. So I shall return as usual on Tuesday, because it's Monday through Friday, and Tuesday is Monday through Friday, tomorrow for another show where we ramble through some shit and see what happened in the world. So if you like that kind of stuff, or even if you don't, come back and say hi, and then you can leave. And if you want to put some spam in the Rumble chat, you can do that too. I just laugh at you. But thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I am here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, roughly, and I hope you enjoyed the show, but I got to go. So thanks, Advocatus Diablo, for sponsoring the show, everyone in the chat, everyone who's sharing the stream after the show, hint, hint, and pdognight.live 24 hours a day, Venmo, Cash App, all in the description. Thank you. I got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.